Good morning, everybody. Happy Sunday morning. Good morning to everybody. Welcome. It's me, Mitch, and it's Morning Coffee with Mitch. Sunday morning. And here we go. So as usual, my friends, to start the festivities. Drink it if you got it. Wow. I always wait to take that first sip. That's good. In the coffee shop this morning. Not outside. It's warm enough, but it's a dreary day out there. Got the plumber coming. So I thought, let me just sit in this little cozy coffee shop this morning and get together with all my friends. It's good to see you. People are coming in. Been a very strange morning for me. A little bit strange. I stayed up late last night for some reason, and I didn't get out of bed till after 6:30, so I got a late start. And it seems like everything was very confusing this morning. Everything was kind of out of the normal routine, anticipating trying to get the plumbing job done, all the other stuff, the things going on in the news. My God. And I'll talk a little bit about that in the show notes, to see if maybe am I the only person on the planet that is reacting to the absolute changing of everything every 5 minutes. It seems like our entire world, everything that we count on, everything that we come to know, so many people. TikTok is an example, who base their livelihoods on that. And within 24 hours, it's just gone. And I think about that being on YouTube, but we'll talk about that a little later. I don't know. Anyway, let me try to make this a joyous and happy time, at least starting out Sunday morning. Try to add some stability if I can. Something maybe that we can all count on when everything else seems to change from day to day. And if I can do nothing more than give you guys some comfort knowing that, well, at least I know Mitch will be there in the morning, then maybe I'm doing more than I give myself credit for. I know that for me, it provides that sense of stability, knowing that there's something I can count on, and I can usually count on you being here. So I thank you for that. 75 people in the house already on Sunday morning. That's great. Let me check on Rumble, see if I'm actually alive on Rumble, and for some reason it doesn't seem to be working. At least let me refresh that one more time. Yes, I'm alive on Rumble. Okay, good. Over in the Rumble chat, good morning. Mike Seeley Sr., good morning from Melbourne, Florida. No Slow Gary's over there. Mike Seeley Jr., Mike, how are you over there in Tampa? And Rod Weeder. Hi, Rod. Good to see you. I'm live on YouTube. Super. Okay, let me run through the early birds real quick. Say hi to you guys, people that checked in last night and up until 8:30 this morning, and we'll see who nailed it, who hit the bell at 8:30 exactly. First one in yesterday. First one in was Francis. Francis Bourgeois, see you all in 13 hours. Yes, yes, good morning. We'll see if you're back here. Furl Grandma chimed in last night. Aunt B chimed in about 11 o'clock. Terry Sue, see you in 9 hours. You guys are starting your own countdown already. Lady June said good morning last night. Thomas, Target Prime Rib was here last night. And Gary Arzamendi, Mitch for governor of Greenland. I don't want to live in Greenland. Sorry, guys. That would be a horrible thing for a Florida boy like me to have to do. Wow, I can't even imagine that. And Mike Seeley again at 3:30 in the morning. Mike, get some sleep, man. Bob Black chimed in. Bob Black also at 3-something in the morning. Tuka, I can understand. He's in Finland. It's already morning for him over there. Good to see you, my friend. And he put in a whole bunch of entries. Mike Pregler, it's below zero this morning. He chimed in at 5:07. At least somebody's getting some sleep. And, of course, Peter. Peter chimed in at 10 minutes to 6. Good morning, Peter. Peter says, only one more day till the U.S. is free. Yeah. I am optimistic, but who knows what happens these days. Granny Boo, too. Good morning. Glorious morning. Carnivore family from Oklahoma, 19 degrees. Cliff Medina chimed in. Hey, Cliff, how you doing, my friend? Good to see you. At 6:43, Wayne Herman was here. Tina Schweikerath chimed in. Hiya, Tina. Rick from Miami. Good morning, quackers, he says. Cliff says to me, Mitch, you may be getting snow. Global warming, you know. No, it's not going to snow here. It may snow up in the Panhandle or way up in northern Florida, but I think the coldest we're going to get here this week with that big cold snap may be something in the low 40s. And that for us is like below zero for everybody else. And Rick reminds us that it's hot and humid in Miami. Yeah, and it's warm here. It's, I think, in the low to mid 60s out there this morning. It's supposed to warm up nicely today, and we're supposed to get the weather people, they call it a weather event day. Yeah, that's what happens down in Florida when it rains. They have to declare a state of emergency or something. I mean, and it's crazy. It's crazy. So there's a line of storms coming this way. A lot of lightning and things like that. So they're warning everybody about that. Mike Seeley Sr. woke up and is with us. Good morning. Thomas is with us. And no cigar this morning, Thomas. I'm inside, no cigar. Michael Pregler is back. 8 o'clock. Jeff Johnson chimes in. How you doing? Says hi to everybody else. Bryce Hatch chimed in. Good morning, everybody, at 8:17. Everybody's chatting back and forth already. Smoothie 420 chimed in. And I chimed in. Imagine that. Peter's out walking. Tanya's here. Hiya, Tanya. How you doing this morning? Finally, a day off. I'm glad to hear that. Everybody deserves a day off. Even I deserve a day off, but I don't ever take one. But then again, I don't work for somebody and have to report to work, and for me it's not work. So I consider in some respects every day a day off, which is something a man my age should be entitled to. You would think. Terry Sue at 8:26. Fitbit alarm just woke me up. in the nick of time. In the nick of time, Terry. Who else is new? And we're sneaking up. Steve Rogers, Captain America, superhero in the house. Good morning from Kansas City, Missouri. Good to see you. Good to see you. Edward Renner chimed in. Boy, it is early for you out there. Yeah, 5:30 in the morning. Well, we're usually up by that time. Not too bad. Aaron Booby Goats is here. And we've hit 8:29. Marla, Kelly, good morning. Good morning. Lori, 8:29. How you doing? Good to see you this morning. Ketra is here. Hey, Ketra Naylor. Hi, Ketra. And Torabear's excited. Tuka says, yay. And the winner. Oh, my God. This guy or gal, I don't know if Robbie could be a woman's name or a man's name. I have no idea. But Robbie Autry nailed it again. Wow. Good morning, Mitch, and all you Mitch fits. Yeah, 8:30. Congratulations, my friend. We're the victory with pride. And at 8:30, followed by everybody. Lori, Tuka, Sandy Blythe chimed in. How you doing? Terry came back at 8:30. And Gary, No Slow, chimed in at 8:30. And Tuka again. And Thomas again. And Lori again. And Peter again. It says it's showtime. Paul McRogan chimed in. 8:30. Wow, look at them all. And Tuka again, and the Carnivore Butcher, and Granny Boo too chimed in at 8:30, and Michael Pregler chimed in at 8:30. Wow, you guys are on the button this morning. Sandy Blythe at 8:30, Smoothie again at 8:30. Novadia Van chimed in, and Novadia brought up the rear of the 8:30 group. Good to see you. And of course, no surprise, the first one at 8:31 was Peter again. And asked us to pray for his Philadelphia Eagles today. We need this win. And you know, being from Philadelphia, I'm not a sports fan at all, but you know, I grew up with the Eagles and the Phillies, and back then the basketball team was the Warriors, Wilt Chamberlain and all those teams. And I suppose I was a de facto fan. And there's probably still a warm place in my heart for the Eagles, so I will silently in my own way root for the Eagles today, Peter. Help support you in that effort. Tori Sue says I made a pot at 4. Now I gotta go 4. Anna PLO7 is here. Good morning, everybody. She says have a great Sunday. You too, my dear. And I'll say hi to a few new people, and then we'll get on with it. Let me say right now, if you have questions for me today, put QQQ in the chat as usual. You know that I search for them so I can have something to talk about while you guys all fill up the chat talking to each other. Which is a great thing. Little Slurpee, little ASMR for you there, a little coffee slurping. And everybody's talking to each other. Aaron, good morning, Aaron. I think I said hi to you. Aaron says she woke up late. Wow, Rick is in here. Of course you are, Rick. Oh, anybody else new? Lat is here. Hi, Lat. How you doing? Yes, no pastries for you. Mama Bear's here. Hi. Good morning. How you doing? How are you? And I'm looking for some new people before we end this segment of the show. Healthy Carnivore from the United Kingdom. Just hit my 6-month carniversary. No fat loss yet. You know, I've been following you. I've been following you on that. And it's very unusual to be carnivore for 6 months and not lose any fat. And either you don't have all that much to lose, which would probably be, you know, some people say, I need to lose 5 pounds, I'm going on a diet. Well, yes, if that's the case, you may have not experienced any yet because it takes time. If you had 100 pounds to lose and you hadn't lost any eating carnivore like you have, and I know you have, you gotta, I would think, and I hate to advise anybody to get involved in the medical community if they don't have to, other than just routine stuff. Things don't happen with no reason. So I would start thinking, why is it? Maybe thyroid? Maybe I'm eating something unintentionally that's just stalling this, or put a stop to it. Have you lost weight? Has it just stalled? Or have you actually lost 0 weight in 6 months? I don't know. I would need to know a lot more about you to even hazard a guess. But if you're feeling good, if your health is improving, and maybe your body composition is improving, maybe you have lost fat, maybe you're gaining muscle and bone density. Who knows? Who knows? They're all just guesses. Try to figure that out. I would try to figure that out. But I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here. Hopefully you're getting something out of all this. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Terry Sue. Terry Sue says, Mitch, you are the only consistent thing in life right now. Yeah, it's, I don't know if it's aggravating the way the world's working these days, or it's scary. I can only assume that it's making a lot of people nervous, causing a lot of stress in people. People like stability. People like to know what they can count on. Most people don't like surprises, especially surprises like your entire income went away overnight because they shut down TikTok. Now, I've never wanted to have anything to do with TikTok. It doesn't affect me at all, but it doesn't stop me from empathizing or feeling for those people, because I know the feeling. I've had businesses ripped out from under me in my life. I know the feeling of being on top of the hill one day and kicked off and having a hard landing in the valley below, wondering what the hell do I do now? Everything I had has just disappeared. I've been there so many times in my life. The comebacks each time were always harder and harder, especially this last comeback. Took me 10 years. Maybe that's why I try to insulate myself. I do a lot of self-analysis. I think we all do. The hard part about doing self-analysis is being honest with yourself and not falling into self-delusion. I think that's where we all fall into that trap. I think that when I look at how things change, it makes me, maybe the reason, and I think about this, why I seem to withdraw more and more out of anything that's mainstream, trying not to rely heavily or count on the actions of any other human being. Because in my lifetime, that has done nothing but sadly disappoint me. So I think with all that, maybe I'm a little melancholy today, and I want to be cheerful. Maybe I should do this and play a little happy music just to snap out of it and be positive and help people. Help people be healthy and lose weight. Try to answer your questions, so put them in there. Put them in there. Drink some coffee. Imagine I'm puffing on a cigar. But cigar or none, we can still have the happy music. There is no law that says I can only play the happy music when I'm puffing on a cigar. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Enough of this. Enough of this. Let's see, Marcia Buden. How you doing, Marcia? Good to see you this morning. Good to see you. Peter is just playing host with the most in the chat there. Peter, you are a multitasker, walking and texting at the same time, and not just any text, but trying to help virtually everybody that comes in. Aaron, morning, Lat. Yes, how you doing? How you doing? Anybody else new? Anybody else new? Sandy Blythe had a great night's sleep. Holy cow, from 8:30 to 5. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Wow. How you doing, Eve Puckett? Good morning to you. Good morning to you. No inches lost either. My body hates me. Your body loves you. Just try to figure out what it is. I can't give you the answer. Peter can't give you the answer. Nobody can give you the answer except a really highly trained doctor who doesn't think you should be eating fruits and vegetables and not eating red meat and fat. I know it's tough to find a doctor like that. Or you could just hang in there more and see what happens. Be interesting to know how much weight you want to lose. Maybe you might share that with us. Going through the chat. Don't see any questions yet. I'm up to 8:36. Wow. Wow. A lot of chatting going on. Boyd Lamb's here. How you doing, Boyd? Good to see you. Spill the wine, he says. I don't know what that means. Edward Renner's here. Hi, Edward. Good morning to you. And Peter's still trying to help Healthy Carnivore. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe he's got an answer. Deborah Wisegal is here. Good morning to you. And Sybil 5. Sybil 5. And Deborah says, this is becoming my morning. First thing I do. That's great. That's great. That's very flattering to me. And everybody in the community that you want to come and join us. Nikki W., how you doing? Glad you're here. Good to see you. Nikki, looking forward to some pictures of you in your sweatshirt. Your Mitch Fitz sweatshirt and the coffee cup all in one picture. That'd be great. That'd be great. Pamela. Good morning. Move over, Mitch. I'm moving to Florida. It's snowing here in Kentucky. With temperatures will be in the single digits. Pamela, we got room for you down here, although it seems to be getting crowded. We got room for you. Come on down. Come on down. And Brooke, I remembered your name. Spiritual Nomad. Good morning, Brooke. How are you? Wow, am I proud of myself? I'm so proud of myself. Oh, how it amazes me sometimes. Most people my age don't even remember their own names. and their children's names, let alone remembering everybody else's name after hearing it a couple times. Ah, Gary. Gary Arzamendi says, holy cow, look at all those beautiful meat-loving people. Yes, Gary. Yeah, great to have you here this morning. And I'm up to 8:40. I'm in no hurry this morning. I got nowhere to go. It's Sunday. And tomorrow's a holiday. Tomorrow is, wow, what a big day tomorrow. Tomorrow's Martin Luther King's birthday. That's the official holiday. And it's a federal holiday, and they close the banks and the post office, the schools. And we all take off and celebrate Martin Luther King. But that's not going to be the big celebration for me tomorrow. There's two things tomorrow. And I'm going to be glued to the TV set watching it. And that is the changing of the guard in Washington, D.C. And our live stream tomorrow night at 7 p.m. celebrating all of that goodness, hopefully after it all went off without a hitch. Because there's a great deal of tension. People are sending me, watch this video, watch that video, this conspiracy theory, that conspiracy. The real reason that they moved the inauguration ceremony indoor. It wasn't the fact that it was going to be bone-chilling cold out there and people were going to get sick. It was that they have credible threats that there's going to be multiple assassination attempts tomorrow. What do I believe? All of the above. Seriously, that's the world we live in, my friends. That's the world we live in. It is so sad and disgusting. It's not going to be fixed tomorrow. It's not going to be fixed in a day. Wow. But they'll move it indoors. I'm fairly confident it will go off without a hitch. And I hope the lunatics, the brain damaged, the evil, the sociopaths out there finally just accept it. So we can get on with life, caring about our families, our health, and not having to look over our shoulder every 5 minutes for that bus that's coming from behind us, trying to run over us. I'm tired of having to live like that. I can't isolate myself or withdraw any more than I have just to get away from that. One of those, you see these in the Himalayan mountains or in Nepal, you see a mountain and up at the top of the mountain there's a monastery building that you have to climb the mountain to get to. Sometimes I look at those things and long and say, man, I wish I was living there. And it's a shame that we have to feel that way. It really is. It really is. I just see the same people chatting. Here's somebody new. Carnivore. Hey, Carl, good morning to you. I like that, a carnivore. I like that. Scott Evans is here. Good morning to you. Okay. Enough of that. I've already gone through half of my show notes. BMAT. Keep up the good work, Mitch. We need you. Bought me 5 coffees. Thank you, Matt. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And thanks for reminding me to put that link in there. I appreciate that. Coffee cheers me up. Thank you so much. Unsolicited, too. What a great way to start the day. Actually getting without asking. And my father used to say, you don't ask, you don't get. And I found that to be true. to be true in everything, in everything. Let's see what I got here as far as show notes go. Thank you, Matt. Thank you so much, my friend. Very generous of you. Show notes, show notes. Meetup a week from Tuesday in Melbourne here at the Estampa Gaucha Steakhouse with the Sealy Boys and a bunch of other people coming in. And if you are in the neighborhood, if you're going to be anywhere near here within an hour or two drive and you want to come have lunch with us, eat more meat than you can imagine, actually get to meet some of us in person, which is great. Always heartwarming and great to meet you guys. RSVP that you can be there. Send me an email, OldGuyCarnivore.com at Gmail. No, not old. I always do that. OldGuyCarnivore at gmail.com. Confusing the website with my email address. I already mentioned the live stream tomorrow night at 7. We will have a panel. We'll have a panel. And yes, my friends, we had a live stream yesterday, Saturday afternoon. We had a panel. And YouTube, in the algorithm's infinite wisdom, decided that we were so not ready for prime time, that we spread so much, evidently, disinformation, that we talked about things that conflicted so much with the messaging of the advertising from some of their biggest advertisers, namely the pharmaceutical companies and the food companies and the medical community, that old Mitch and his Mitch Fits, and man, does that name ever apply here, were not suitable for most advertisers, and hence demonetized our live stream. And now you know why I ask for coffees. It's absolutely not, it's beyond an uphill climb on YouTube trying to get any recognition as long as I stay in this space with this message. In their minds, we are bordering on criminally dangerous propaganda that they need to protect the rest of the world from. Now, that's their official story. They could give a shit about protecting the rest of the world. Look at some of the stuff that you see on YouTube. Some of the gross, disgusting, ridiculous stuff. That's okay. But don't screw with our advertisers, man. That's where our money comes from. We don't mind who else you piss off, but do not piss off our advertisers because they'll stop spending money. It's all about the money. And anybody who knows anything about Google knows that that's what they're all about, as is any other huge corporation. As well they should. That's their job. But they leave a lot of casualties in their wake. And we see it throughout the whole community. We see it through the whole, and those of us that are in the keto and carnivore space are seeing the effects of this shadow banning and censoring to keep their advertisers happy, because that's all that's important. I see a drop-off. I see a drop-off in view counts on everybody's. Some people still get a lot of views because they've got a huge following. And the reason I get the views I get is because I've got a small following of people. I've got 128 people in here. Ken Berry has taken his entire private community off of the YouTube platform. So he can't be censored. He can say anything he wants. But he's got 3+ million followers. It's 100 times more than I have. So I can't do that. I can't do that. I further hurt myself, and I was thinking about this heavily this morning. I further hurt myself by being like a one-man band. My messaging, my concepts, my insights, my theories, while may seem to be the same as everybody else out there, it's not. It's not. It's the reason why you don't see me in all of these big panel live streams, like the one that happened last night. And this is what got me. This is what started me thinking about this. And I can share my feelings and thoughts with you. I think maybe that's what you appreciate about this. My main reason here is to motivate and help and let you share in what I know works because it worked for me. I still no guarantee it may work for you, but I know it works for me. I know it's worked. I know it's worked. I see the results of it every day. The most amazing and noticeable thing is my complete and total lack of interest in food. That's so astonishing. And those of you that have been carnivore for years are also experiencing this, but maybe never even thought about how astonishing that is if you remember how it was to be a slave to food, to be constantly preoccupied with food, the lengths you went to prepare all these different kinds of foods, your search for different recipes all the time, the center point that food played in virtually every activity that you and other people joined together for. It is incredible. It is the greatest obsession of the human race, just short of sex, which is still a number one and will always be. Always be. There is a biological reason for that. But food is right up there. Food is right up there. And to wake up one day and recognize the absence of thoughts of food in any way in your head, not even caring about it, not even thinking about it, is a miracle of the highest order and proof positive to me that I don't know if I stumbled on it, if it came to me from somewhere in the universe, in a dream. I don't know where this stuff, but after 75 years of life, it was an absolute epiphany. And I don't even remember the instant I had it, where it all came together and I said, this is the problem. Started blaming the addiction, started trying to come up with techniques to stop those cravings long enough where I could gain some control. And that's why I have a method that I know worked for me. May not work for everybody. I know there are people it won't work for, especially people that are so addicted and have damaged themselves so much by poisoning and sugar and seed oils and all that, and I know these people, some of them personally. No matter how much they want to do this, they will never be able to. It's just gone too far. So we help the people we can, and the good news is we all help each other here. But last night I was watching YouTube, and I'm scrolling through. We all do that, one thumbnail to the next to see what grabs your attention, and up comes a live stream last night, a big time live stream. Many of you probably saw it or saw parts of it. It was Curry and Kiltsey, Dr. Nelson, Lisa Wiedemann, Bella the steak and butter gal, a bevy of YouTube stars and influencers in the carnivore space, all of them with more than likely more subscribers and viewers than I have. I've been on with Kerry any number of times. And I said to my first inclination, my first thought when I watched this was, where the hell is Mitch? Am I that insignificant in what I do? Am I deluding myself that I may have some value? I mean, this is my first thoughts was to look inside and say, where am I as smart as any of those people? Have I not helped as many or more people than any one of them achieve long-term success? I'm sure Bella, the steak and butter gal, I'm sure some of her stuff has influenced a lot of people. How many of them have succeeded long-term? And I said, I got really down on myself last night. I said, Mitch, you're a failure. You're a failure. You're doing something wrong. You should be right in there with the YouTube stars by this time. But then I noticed that there were a lot of other people missing there last night besides old Mitch. I didn't see Anthony Chafee there. I didn't see Ken Berry there. I didn't see Sean Baker there. So I said, well, maybe they don't want to be involved in that kind of thing. And then I let myself off the hook. Because, we all like to play the victim and say, poor me, what did I do? But that's not true. That's not true. And then I, in my inimitable fashion, realized what the truth was. Why wasn't Mitch there? The truth was I didn't really want to be there. And I basically think that I've let that be known that I don't care if I don't grow to the size of a Ken Berry. I'm going to do my own thing. I'm not going to gain YouTube fame latching onto the coattails of somebody who I don't think does what I do as well as I do it, or the way that I do it, and I don't hold that against anybody. So I stopped feeling bad. I stopped feeling sorry for myself. And I said, yeah, that's it. That's it. You don't want to be there. That's not your thing. That's not your thing. I love those guys. I love Kerry. He's a great guy. Kelsey's a great guy. But then I said, Mitch, Kiltz and Lisa Wiedemann and all that are having a meetup in Tampa. And when Mike Seeley asked you to come, you said no. I remember that. I said, no, that's not my thing. I do my meetups. I'm not part of a big group. So it's my own fault that they didn't invite me. They probably think I'm a snob, but it's not that. It's not that. I've never been a team player, I don't think. I paid the price for that in my life. But when something does go wrong in that respect, I have nobody ever to blame but myself. And I constantly look inward and say, are you doing something wrong? What have you done wrong? I think that's a good trait to have. So no, I wasn't there last night. And I wish them all the best. I wish Curry raises a shitload of money, gets his movie finished. I hope that movie does well. I hope it educates some people. I wish all those guys the best. I'm going to keep plugging away here. And if nothing else, I just want to be a constant. and dependable for what is really a small group of friends that that enjoy getting together for the support. So I'm not out to. I have to remind myself sometimes. I'm just not here to be a big YouTube star. I'm too old for that. I'm not trying to build a career anymore. I'm trying to just finish out my life in dignity, little style, few cigars, mass quantities of coffee occasionally, and enjoy the food freedom, which is without a doubt the most astounding part of this transformation that happens to us when we stop eating all of that crap. And maybe one day they will wake up. I wonder, even, I don't care how long I live, I don't think I'm going to live long enough for that. I'm also not going to live long enough to see big colonies on Mars. I know that eventually that might happen. I know that sometime in 2050, 2060, we may start to colonize Mars. But I honestly don't expect to see that. Things happen real fast, but that's not happening fast enough. I also say, well, wait a minute, Mitch, time out. Time out. You were born in 1947, for God's sakes. You'll only be 100 years old in 2047. There's a chance you might live to see colonies on Mars. I'm counting on you, Elon. Don't take shit from him. But then I say to myself, well, even if I do live long enough to see colonies on Mars, I don't think I'm going to live long enough to see the entire paradigm of the human diet turn back around, because it took 100 years to get where it is. I do not see addiction going away that quickly across the entire spectrum of the human animal. I just don't think it's physiologically possible, because we all know what it takes to kick that addiction, and it is something that 1 out of 10,000 people seems to be able to succeed at, and the rest of them succeed temporarily and eventually succumb. The recidivism rate is astronomical. Astronomical. Anyway, I wax poetic here this morning. I hope I'm not boring you. Let me take a look and see if I have more coffees to thank people. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Captain America, Steve bought me a coffee. He says, Mitch, you are a rock star in our group. Thank you so much. Thank you. And you're a superhero. Da, da, da. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And I got a couple of Gmails. They were just people buying me a coffee. I get a Gmail and a notification from the actual app, the Buy Me a Coffee app. Wow. I've been getting a lot of emails from you guys lately, and you're all telling me, you need to see this video, you need to see that video, and I try to watch them, and some of them I'm not interested in, some of my, don't stop trying. If I don't acknowledge that email, it's because it may take me a couple days before I get a chance to glance at the video, but eventually I do find the time to watch most of those things. Some of them are political conspiracy things. I don't believe any of that shit that anybody says, because nobody knows the actual truth behind what's going on. All we get from everybody and anybody, even the news stations, all we get is somebody's opinion or somebody's propaganda. There's no proof there. There's no evidence. There's only conjecture. And we all believe what we want to believe. So I tend to not waste my time on listening to somebody drone on for a half an hour about some huge conspiracy or something. I just don't have time for that. I don't care. I don't care. What happens is going to happen, regardless of whether I know about it in advance or not. And there's damn nothing I can do to be any more prepared for what catastrophe these people guarantee is coming our way. no more than I could be prepared if an asteroid is headed our way and is going to destroy the planet Earth. Party. That's the answer. If that happens, party. Party. Be the last one that's still dancing when the Titanic sinks. You know what I mean? That would be the best thing for you. Oh, man, I am not answering your questions this morning. I am going on and on. At any rate, that was I guess it was a good live stream. I didn't watch much of it because what I heard was the same thing, and it was basically a fundraiser for Carrie's movie. I think they're great. I think the more of our message that's actually out there on YouTube, even if it's not, especially if it's not my message, or even if it's not my message, I think it's a good thing. I think the world needs to know about this. The world is not ready to let that message out yet. That's the sad fact. And that's the fact that we, even though it may not be the biggest group, it may not be the most popular group, we need to be looking out for ourselves and our friends that agree with what we and support and reinforce what we believe to be true, and not be shaken so easily by a high cholesterol number, some knowledgeable looking healthcare professional with authority and ego warning you that you're on a bad trajectory and you need to be eating more whole grains and fiber. That's outside influences from ignorant people are the number one, besides addictions, let's call them the number two cause of people failing and falling off of this diet. There's no shame in failing. The whole system is rigged against us. Your physiology is rigged against you. It wants you to find sugar. That's what it's used to. Sometimes I wonder how any of us win. All right, I am probably so far behind, but I'm not in a hurry, and I hope it's okay with you, but I'm going to start. I don't really have any... Do I have anything else I wanted to talk about, or have I just been waxing poetic here this morning and rambling and letting you in on some of my thoughts? I talked about no stability in the world. I mentioned the live stream Monday night with a panel, which will probably be demonetized, but who the hell cares? It's not enough money anyway. Not enough money anyway. And I talked about the live stream with Curry and Kiltsey. And from what I heard, I didn't get too much of it. I haven't looked into it, but I understand that this has become, this meetup in Tampa has become a fundraising event for Curry's movie. And I think they're charging $125 to attend. Don't quote me on that. Don't quote me on that. I will let each and every one of you form your own opinion about that. Enough said. Enough said. Okay, I'm going to look for some questions here. I am now, wow. How far behind am I? 9:25. I'm up to 8:40, 8:42. Holy cow. Wow. I'm behind. 8:44 a.m. in the chat. A little over half an hour. Well, probably no more than usual. 152 of you are sitting here listening to this old guy run at the mouth. I hope you're getting something out of all this. Sometimes I gotta work this stuff out for myself. Mark's channel. Hey Mark, how you doing? Good to see you this morning. And I'm going to run fast through here. I may not be able to read everybody's chat. J. William Jordan, if I see a name I haven't said hi to, I will say hi. And here we have Connie Wallace. Hi, Mitch. Connie, you're from Arkansas. You were an inspiration to us. We have lost much in pounds. LOL. Connie, thanks so much. That's so meaningful to me to hear those things. Those are the things that keep me going here. Why else would I bother? Hey, Jerry Voitush is here. How you doing, Jerry? Good to see you, man. I hope you can make our meetup. I don't know. I don't remember. I don't think you sent me a RSVP, but I really hope you can make it down here next Tuesday. Not this Tuesday, but next Tuesday. I think we're going to have a great time. I really think there's a great chance that we will all be in a much better and more optimistic mood in 10 days than we are now, still feeling a little nervous about everything. Michael Pregler says, I didn't lose a single pound on carnivore. I actually gained, but it's all muscle and I'm ripped to the bone. Yeah, it depends on what you got. It depends on how much you got to lose. Like I said, healthy carnivore, here we go. I am 5'5", weigh 2. Yes, you definitely need to lose weight. I would start looking into some hormonal or glandular type of problem if you haven't already. But you just keep hanging in there. I don't think you would, by going back to eating all the crap in the standard diet with the grains and the sugars, I don't think you'd be doing yourself any favors. So sometimes, unfortunately, we have to do the best we can with what we have. I would like to be an Olympic athlete. I would. I really would. I would really love to be an Olympic athlete. Unfortunately, there is no friggin' way, no matter how much I want to. So sometimes we are what we are, but there should be something causing. There's always a cause. Always have, whether they know enough or medical science has advanced enough to ferret out that root cause, that's another story. But there is a cause for everything. Nothing happens for no reason. Nothing happens for no reason. Everything comes from somewhere. So things don't magically appear, poof, in midair. Being detective enough to ferret it out and sleuth it out, that's another story. And unfortunately, that's where I think our medical community is falling way short and falling further short by the minute, relying more on artificial intelligence and the erroneous and wrong answers that fill up the databases that these AIs draw on for their answers. And I'll give you an example of that. Yesterday, I wanted to find the answer of the chemistry of exactly how they do an what happens when they do an LDL test, in other words. And I pretty well know the basic outline of the answer, but I want to find out the intricacies of it. You know, the history of these lipid tests. How do they equate cholesterol levels with lipoproteins? Because that's what they do. I made that little video about it. And LDL is not cholesterol. It is the vehicle that carries cholesterol. That distinction, nobody disputed. I put that video out there and said, change my mind. And I not one comment or email did I get back saying, Mitch, you're wrong. Because I'm not wrong. So how do they determine how much of that LDL is cholesterol and not all the other crap that it carries? Because they're weighing an LDL particle or a big VLDL particle. How do they know what the cargo of that truck is without opening the door and looking? So I'm desperately trying to find somewhere that goes into great detail about how that test works. What does that number they give me actually mean? My scarily high LDL that panics my doctors and gives me great relief and pleasure. What is that? What makes up that number? What are they reading when they look? What chemistry is going on? I know they're not pulling the LDL, the cholesterol, out of the LDL particles and somehow measuring it independently in the blood, because it can't exist in the blood. It's fat soluble. How do they know? How do they know what percentage of the cargo of that LDL protein is cholesterol rather than all the fat soluble vitamins, triglycerides that are still left over, other things, maybe thousands of different things that are being carried? How do they know that? I could not find the answer. Could not find the answer. Every answer, no matter how I phrased the question, whether I phrased it to AI or to any of the search engines or Google, which now uses AI to generate answers in its searches, the answer kept coming back. The company line. They equate LDL with cholesterol. Every place where you would normally say LDL, they say, if your cholesterol level's over this, then you know, it will clog your artery. The same bullshit. There is no answer other than that bullshit in the databases that these search engines are using and prioritizing the answer. And all I saw was healthy diet advice to limit fat. And it was maddening because it was wrong. How do you change that? How do you change that? It's crazy. At any rate, I got off on that little rabbit hole, but I don't know what triggered me. Oh, wow. But time is flying, my friends. Wow. Been doing this for an hour already. And the plumber's coming later. Plumber's coming hopefully again today to crawl under my house and tell me what I need to buy, because the deal is that I will provide the materials and he will do the labor. And we didn't get together yesterday like we were supposed to, and he's supposed to be here between 10:30 and 11:30 today. So hopefully we'll get to phase one of solving my plumbing problems. Wow. Sometimes life, the most important thing in your life is something that seems very trivial, like fixing your damn plumbing. But, you know, those things can elevate themselves to major catastrophes. I still don't see any questions here for me. Wow, I'm looking. I'm in rare form this morning, guys. I hope it's okay. Yes. Wow, no questions. Hey, we got Standing Foots with us. How you doing? I have stabilized at 120 pounds. I've stabilized at 136, 137 pounds. That's great. I love it. I still can't believe when I look in the mirror. I said, where the hell did Mitch go? Anybody else get that feeling? Holy cow, Mitch, you're a shadow of your former self. I wish, and I didn't. I wish everybody who does any kind of a weight loss program should take a pair of their fattest pants and put it away somewhere and never get rid of it. I wish I had a pair of my fat pants right now. Size 42. I even thought maybe I should just go out and buy a pair of size 42 pants to show people what I used to wear. That wouldn't be a lie, but they wouldn't be my pants, my old pants. I gave them all away. I have none of my old clothes. Closest I come is those tropical shirts. They were expensive, and they're large or extra large, and those things are look like they were made by Omar the tent maker. They're huge. I can't wear them. I look like a 12-year-old trying on his daddy's clothes. It's nuts. I wish I had a pair of those old pants, but I don't. Ah, yeah. Yeah. Hey, a question. A question. The Forgetful DM. Morning, Mitch. I noticed you got a new mic, but didn't hear you discuss it. Looks very cigar friendly. No, this I have two microphones. I'll talk a little tech for you guys. I have two microphones. This one is an Audio Technica condenser mic, and it's the one that I use and I have been using for years in my indoor studio. It's not a fabulously expensive mic. But it's a good mic. It's a good mic. It has much better sound than the mic that I use outdoors, and generally I will sound a lot better in here. The mic that I'm using outdoors is the cheap microphone that I replaced with this microphone a couple of years ago. Well, when I move my whole studio outside, I just take the mixer. I've got this microphone on this very complex stand. See this here? That articulates. I can move it around. I can position it in front of me. And I don't have a stand of this quality that went with the old mic. So I don't move the mic. When I'm indoors in my studio, I use this mic. I seem to be doing more of my live streams from outdoors. And I'm toying with the idea of getting a really good mic for outdoors. But the microphone I want, if I got a new mic, it would have to be the Shure SM7. And it's the mic you see everybody using in every podcast known to man. You talk into this part of the mic. With this microphone, you talk into the front of it. And this thing that you see here that moves is what they call a pop filter. It filters out the P sounds, so it doesn't make that popping noise every time you talk. And outdoors, I use that foam thing on top of it as a pop filter. But this is a tremendous mic for, I think it was about $100 and something dollars. I don't remember, 120, 150, somewhere in that neighborhood. A good value. But that's why you see a different microphone. But none of them are new mics. They've all been around. And that new Weir that I'm using outside is really a pretty trashy mic. It doesn't have anywhere near the quality that this thing does. And I keep thinking, I need to upgrade that mic out there, but I just don't want to, just don't want to spend the money. Don't want to spend the money. I like technical questions, and ask them away if you got them. Why not? Everybody has a lot of different interests besides the carnivore, and so do I. Okay. It wasn't a carnivore question. Here's a question from Seaside. How you doing? Good morning. Good morning. Do we have a right to decline taking a prescription and the like? I heard people saying my doctor fired me for not taking this and that. Seaside, nobody has the right to demand you put anything in your body, whether it be food, medicine, injections. Nobody has that right. And any doctor, arrogant enough to fire a patient because they won't take his advice should lose his license to practice medicine summarily. Have I put that in terms strong enough to mean no effing way? You have no obligation to follow anybody's medical advice. It is one of the last bastions of autonomy we human beings have. And when they tried to mandate vaccinations, it caused tremendous dissent. Do you remember that? Nobody has the right. Now, can they say, if you're not vaccinated, you're not allowed to come in here? They have that right if it's their private property. Does a school system have the right to say, if your child's not vaccinated, he can't come to school and be around the other children? I think they absolutely have that right. Whether they're right or wrong, I think they have to do the best they can. And yes, I think there might be a danger, but they don't have the right to tell you that you have to vaccinate your child. They can only say, if you don't, you can't come here. Companies during the pandemic were saying to their employees, you can't come to work if you're not vaccinated. And that's their right. It's their business. They do what they think is right. You are a free human being. And love it or leave it. Love it or leave it. If you don't want to take your doctor's prescription, and the only option you have is to find a new doctor, I think that may be the universe telling you time for a new doctor. Don't you ever, Seaside, let a doctor intimidate you. I have ranked out and dressed down a few doctors in my time before I fired them for trying to kill me. We all have that right. You can't change them, but you can leave them. And any doctor that fires you has done you a favor, a huge favor, whether you know it or not. The man shouldn't be practicing medicine. And if you think that that's my belief, you should hear Ken Berry talk about that, because he is a doctor and he has nothing but disdain for those people, quote, medical professionals that have anything other than the attitude. And in his words, I will finish this in his words. In his words, he says, they take an oath. Their job is to do the best they can for you and honor whatever wishes that you have. And if it handicaps them or they think it handicaps them, too bad. Too bad. That's the one thing I admire about the VA. They make a big point of patient autonomy. They recommend things, but there are never any threats and you're never kicked out. And it's up to you to follow whatever advice or take whatever drugs. They basically, to cover their own ass, have to just note it in your chart that they prescribed this and the patient refused, and that's the end of it. And now when I go to my doctor at the VA, we don't even talk about statins anymore. She knows. She just writes it down. She just writes it down in the chart without even telling me. She used to tell me. She used to tell me that. She used to tell me, I have to write this in the chart, you know, but she's got to do that to cover her ass and keep her job. I think she actually believes I'm right now, but she still can't admit it. She still can't admit it. So, Seaside, I just noticed she gave me a $20 super chat. Thank you so much, sweet. Thank you so much. And I hope that evidently that answer meant something to you. And that might be the highlight of my morning, helping you not feel bad about thinking you have to follow your doctor's orders. They ought to take that expression, it's doctor's orders, should be banned and changed to doctor's suggestion, a doctor's recommendation. But no doctor has the right, nor does anybody in this planet have the right to order any of us to do anything. unless you're in the military. And then you have to follow those orders because you enlisted and signed a document and promised under the penalties of some punishment to obey those orders. But the concept of obeying is bullshit, my opinion. My opinion, my friends. That's all I espouse here. Hey, coffee. Somebody bought me some coffees. Evidently, you guys like me to be tough on doctors. Well, you're in the right place. You are in the right place for that. Tanya, Kitchen Witch, bought me a coffee. 3 coffees. Thank you, Tanya. So generous. I really appreciate that. No message. No message. Okay. I guess that's okay. I know the message. I understand. I understand. And I'm glad that this is maybe it's a safe place for us. Maybe. Nobody's demanding anything of anybody here. Nobody's ordering you to do anything. Nobody's embarrassing you or shaming you if you're not doing it. We are absolutely one of the few judgment-free zones on the planet anymore. Don't you wish more people were like that and more places were like that? Which is why I run so hard and distance myself from anybody that tries to tell me what to do, or they're going to go away. You know what my answer? My answer is when that happens. Wow, the chat is going and going, and I'm still way out of my way behind. 45 minutes. I'll never make it all the way through the chat. I'm going to go real fast and just look for questions. I wish I could read every one of these. Just the good news is there's just too much chat. Too much chat. Questions. Hey, CB's here. How you doing, CB? Good to see you. You Mitch-Fits are good, real good. Mitch-Fits, the best. Yes, we really are. We're a very unique group of people, I will tell you that. And there are 157 of you here, 58 of you here on a Monday morning. Let me see what's going on in Rumble. SM Sis 1776 chimed in. Snowing in Pennsylvania. Rumble chat is nothing like the YouTube chat, that's for sure. Oh, my phone went ding again. Holy cow. Target prime rib. Peter. I'm not sure Peter. Oh, he was talking to Peter. Okay. Questions. We're still doing okay on time. I'm all over the place this morning. And Gilream, how you doing? My epiphany came when the scale said 189. Yes. Gilream has sent me an email telling me about him. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, it's an epiphany. Epiphany says, wow, I must have done something right. What the hell did I do? And Polish Mike is here. Hi, Mike. Mitch, you are not a failure. You're one of the best non-celebrity carnivores out there. Thank you so much. I don't really desire to be a celebrity. A Peter question. Oh, Mitch, you know that you're not a failure. Yes, I know that. I really do. I never doubt that. But sometimes all of us, I don't care who we are or how great we are, all but the greatest sociopaths and narcissists at some point, probably rarely, frequently, will feel a little sorry for themselves. I'm no different. I get over it quick. I realize it. I have no reason to feel sorry for myself. There's nothing I can control. The world is a shitty place in so many ways and a great place in so many ways. Let me just look to the great side of it. And then I snap out of it. I play a little happy music. the dancing carnivore. Gotta love it. Oh, yes, yes. God, give Mitch some push buttons and look out. Look out. Oh, it's such restraint I use to keep you filling this up with sound effects. Spiritual Nomad Brooke says, comparison is a thief of joy. It is. It is. That's a very, very poignant message. Comparison is a thief of joy. Wow. That has the makings of a sampler to hang on your wall. You are unique and authentic, and that is why I have the Mitch. I love the Mitch community. Thank you, Brooke. Thank you. That is a very, very deep message, and so true. Comparison is a thief of joy. It's true. It's true. Thank you. Thank you. Wow, I like that. It was moving. Steve Studley, all boats rise. Thank you, Steve. That's so true. That is so true. DS111's here this morning. Hi, DS111. Yes, Aunt B changed her name, I think. Was it Aunt B that changed her name? No, it wasn't Aunt B. Somebody else changed their name. Sent me an email yesterday. Give me a second. It might come to me who that was. I haven't seen it in here yet. When I see it, I'll know it. CB, you guys are trying to make me feel better. Thank you. That's so nice of you. CB says, those other guys can't say they have a Mitch Fitz following. Yeah, of course they can't. Most people just call their following their tribe. I know that's what Ken Berry calls everybody, their tribe. And I'm looking for more questions. My phone is dinging away. Standing Foot says, stop saying you're old, Mitch. Your 200-year-old self will be mad at you. Yeah. I don't think there's much chance of that, but I'd like to live a good, long, healthy life. I don't worry about the longevity. I don't even think about it. I don't even, however long I live, I'll live. When it's over, it won't make any difference to me. Honestly, it won't make any difference whatsoever. Wow, thank you. DS111 bought me a coffee. Get your ass off my lawn, he says, old boss Mitch. Yeah, there's a couple of us cranky old men out there. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. And Jane bought me a couple of coffees. Good morning, Mitch. You are more than just a carnivore. You bring plenty of good. And that's where I have to go in and read the rest of it. Good, old-fashioned common sense and your own style to the table. That's what makes your channel unique, interesting, and fun to watch, including your rants. Well, thank you. Thank you, Jane, so much. What a great message. I appreciate that. Thank you, my friends. But that doesn't stop me from a shameless act of actually putting my link in there again. Okay. Yes. Wow, look at you guys. Still chatting, still 146. Now, last Sunday is when we got up to 198 people, so evidently people are busier this morning or have grown really tired of me over the last week. But believe me, 150 people on the live stream for most small YouTubers is a major accomplishment. It really is. I'm impressed by that number that I get here every day. Even though compared to the big guys, it's... But when you look at Anthony Chafee, whose channel is 10 times the size of mine, certainly has a stellar reputation, he may get 300 or 400 viewers to one of his live streams. 150 to 200 by proportion is pretty damn good. And don't you guys think I don't notice it, especially the amount of chat activity and pre-chat activity. That smacks of community, and that's what this is all about. I know that's an overused word. See, but it's an appropriate word. Oh, my phone is chiming away. Holy cow. Hope it's good news. Sometimes when that phone goes ding, it's something I'm not happy to hear. Let's see. Let's see. Chiming away. And what was it? It was some mail, I guess. Bonnie sent me a Gmail. A very flattering email. Wow, thank you, Bonnie. Thank you so much. Wow, a long email. Holy cow. I will read that word for word after this stream is over. Thank you. Thank you for that. All right, I'm still trying to find some questions. And that's where Terry Sue. Oh, Terry Sue, member for 2 months. Mitch, you are our Meat Scout leader. Okay, Boy Scouts. I was a scout. I was a Cub Scout. I was a Boy Scout. I hated it. Like I hate most organized activities. Man, I marvel sometimes how strange of a human being I think I must be to other people, because I don't buy into hardly anything that most people consider to be a normal life, especially sports. Oh my God, I understand the obsession with sports, but the lengths to which we take it and the money that we pay these athletes, and well, they're just as much entertainers as athletes, I think is way, way out of proportion. Just a little bit out of proportion. Gone through looking for questions. When I get silent for a few seconds, it's not because I don't have anything to say. It's because I'm trying to read through these messages really fast, glean a meaning from them without actually reading every word. I guess I'm like a search engine that looks for keywords that pop out. When I see a keyword in there that pops out at me as something that might be worth talking about, then I'll click on it and take a look at it. I am up to 9:28. I'm still 25 minutes behind, but I'm less behinder than I was before. I say behinder. It's not a mistake. It's one of my favorite sayings. The hurrier I go, the behinder I get. I just can't believe it. You guys must have mastered voice typing, because I can't believe all you are typing all of these things that you're putting in there, not just talking them into the phone. Wow, wow, wow. It just keeps going. Keeps going. I'm sure many of you by this time at 10 o'clock want to get on with your Sunday. I don't want to keep this going too much longer. Retired fat guy asked me, how am I so awesome? Let me count the ways. No, listen, I punish myself constantly. I always look inwardly to say, what are you doing that's not so honorable, or what's wrong? I think anybody with a conscience does that. Oh, wow, look at all the texting. Rick tells us there's a MAGA rally today on Newsmax at 1. Okay. I think Donald wanted to get one more in before he becomes a prisoner, because when you're the president of the United States, you become a prisoner. You basically are under house arrest. Seriously, you can't go to the bathroom without clearing it with the Secret Service first. I don't know. I think it's a big sacrifice doing that job. I think people, I don't know why most of them want the job. Are their egos that big? Is there, that much money in it for them? I don't get it. I would not want that job. Immediately, half the people want to kill you in this country. Right off the bat. Okay. Trying to catch up. Still trying to catch up. Wow. What am I up to? 9:39. Okay, 20 minutes behind. Here we go. Some of this shit is funny. Oh, man. This is great. And here is Seaside's Super Chat. Thank you, Seaside, so much for that. I knew I'd get to it eventually and be able to thank you. Thank you for it. I am running through this. I really am. 9:44. 15 minutes behind now. Wow. I mean, even scrolling through it as fast as I am, I can still hardly keep up with how fast you guys keep putting in more and more chats. You're all having conversations. It's incredible. Oh, hey, a question. The retired fat guy at Sunday mentioned, I thought I was the only one that mixed up the days of the week, LOL. Did I say something other than that? It's Sunday. I said, at the beginning of the stream, I said, happy Sunday morning. I think I did. I'm going to watch the replay. But when you do the same thing every morning, 7 days a week, and you don't report for a job, and basically all the days are the same, you can forget not forget, but you can not be instantly aware of what day it is. That's what happens when you do what I do. I can't remember the last, quote, vacation I ever took or the last time I stayed in a hotel. If I had to try to remember when was the last time I stayed in a hotel, it's been years. Years, certainly. Before I started carnivore 2.5 years ago. I don't travel. I don't eat out. Some would say I lead a boring life, but I'm happier than I think I'm more content than I've ever been, even with all the worry and grief. Whether that's a function of getting healthy or just getting old, maybe. I think as you get old, you slow down. You don't need all that shit. Your life is full of these been there, done that kind of things. In my life, there's no shortage of those. These guys are talking about testosterone. Michael, same here, has low testosterone in the 200s. It's now 600 too. Yeah. Did I tell you about my testosterone number of 900 and something? Holy cow. Man. Proud of that one. Nothing I did that's my fault, just high cholesterol, eating the right foods, and bingo, everything all of a sudden starts working better. What a miracle. Against all odds. Question, here you go. DS1, what do you do with all your accumulated bacon fat? I freeze mine in a foil lined bowl, which I add to daily. I create so much bacon grease that I basically store about a half a gallon of it. Or a gallon of it. I store a half a gallon in 2-quart plastic throwaway soup type containers. And my computer just did something strange and everything has just disappeared on a couple of my screens. So I will have to reload that one, and It says I need more memory in this old computer. This is an old computer that I'm using here. I mean, it generally works, but occasionally, sometimes it does this. So I got it back. Okay, no problem. Let me just do a little computer manipulation here. Get my chat back up again, so I can keep up with the real-time chat. And there we go. Okay, and back where I was. Okay. I keep those in the refrigerator, and as I accumulate bacon grease in that 2-quart bacon grease catcher thing that I get from Amazon on my Amazon links page on OldGuyCarnivore.com, links to stuff I use, shameless commercial. When it gets full, I just throw away the 2. Just throw them away. What the hell am I going to save bacon grease for? I mean, that much bacon grease. I very rarely ever go into the bacon grease in the overflow. When I fry things in bacon grease, I usually just dip into that stainless steel container. But I fill up 2 more. I bought I think they come in 20 or 30s to a pack from Amazon. Those plastic kind of Chinese wonton soup takeout things that are cheap, throwaways. I fill them up with bacon grease. 2 quarts from 1 full stainless steel grease catcher. And I throw them away and pour the new bacon grease into 2 new ones. They're so cheap, I don't even try to worry about saving them. I just throw them in the trash can. So I end up about every 3-4 months throwing away half a gallon of bacon grease. Because who can use all that bacon grease? I don't fry things that often. I eat bacon, eggs, and beef mostly. Once a week, maybe. Every 2-3 weeks, maybe I fill up the frying pan full of bacon grease and make a panko-coated something. Or a salmon cake or something like that. So yeah, that's how I deal with it. I call it my BGMS, my Bacon Grease Management System, an acronym that I had coined. All right, gotta get it. I gotta end this thing now and get ready for the plumber. So, gotta rush. I think you guys are getting tired of me. We're down to 133 people still here. I did it. I got to the bottom of the chat, and the crowd goes wild. Yes. The crowd goes nuts. Okay, my friends. I still have a half a cup. Well, yeah, almost a half a cup of hot coffee here. I think we're going to call it a day. I'm going to get busy trying to get my plumbing fixed. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get a video out today or not. Probably not, but if I don't get it out by 2 o'clock, it's not worth doing. So I'll spend the rest of the day working on something for you tomorrow, other than the morning live stream. Tomorrow we're going to have 2 live streams. Again, one of them sure to be demonetized, but who cares? Who cares? We're going to have a inauguration day / Martin Luther King birthday and any other reason that anybody wants to celebrate. We're going to do it tomorrow night. I want to see some new people come in and meet the crew. I love the guys that come in every time I do a panel. It's great. It's great. It's like a poker night with the same crowd around a table. And occasionally somebody new comes in, and even lately, less frequently, a woman comes in. So come on, ladies, join us. Join us. You don't have to stay the whole thing. It's not, the whole purpose of it is to have people coming and going. It's like a party with an open bar. Just come in, schmooze a little bit, and then let somebody else take your place. But we're going to do that tomorrow night. No particular agenda other than talk about the events of the day, talk about our feelings, whether we're optimistic, pessimistic. Try to keep it really upbeat, but just get together. Tomorrow morning, I will see you again at 8:30 and continue at least that one thing every day that adds a little stability to my life and hopefully yours. So, my friends, I'm going to let you say goodbye to everybody in the chat. I'm going to finish my coffee, and we are all, you know what's coming. You know the thing. You know the thing. That's the last time I'm ever going to say that after today. Tomorrow, that will go away forever, I hope. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I can't explain it. And we got Graceful Lily, we got Smoothie 420 saying goodbye, James Ballou, Terry, Sue, Laurie, Lat, CB Carmack, Thomas, Bill, Cook, Boyd Lamb, Anna PL07. Laurie says, have a fantastic day, everyone. You too, Laurie, you too. Thanks for coming, guys. Thanks for coming in here. Thanks for keeping me company. Thanks for listening to me and supporting me. And I'll always try to do the same for you. Thank you so much. So with that, my friends, with that, take the rest of the day off. Eat meat.